Hey, I'm CoreyJoeWCJ, and in today's video we are going to be doing a deck tech on Vito Thorn of the Dark Rose. For 2 and a black you get a legendary creature vampire cleric that is a rare. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. For 3 and 2 black, creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn, and he is a 1/3. So when it comes to this deck, this is my own personal version of it, which is a type of deck tech videos I want to start doing properly. So when it comes to these videos, it's not the optimized deck tech, or it's not the optimized way to play a commander. However, this type of video is how I played the commander, the cards I have in the deck, and it's mainly a suggestion to other people that are interested in making this deck, or people that want to start a conversation on how to upgrade my deck, or to inspire other people to make a deck with that commander. If you want to see the deck in its entirety, it is in my Mox field, linked down below. I won't be going over all the cards, I'll just be going over the cards that the deck is built around, and then some of my personal favourite cards in the deck. So this whole deck is based on 2 enchantments. The whole point of this deck is to rather you gain a bunch of life, to then make opponents lose a life, and because they lost life you gain life, because they gain life you lost life, and because you lost life they gain life, and start an infinite trigger that pretty much mows down all your enemies and you come out with a really large health pool and victorious. Those 2 cards being Exquisite Blood, Sanguine Bond. So that's why Vito is the commander, because it gives things lifelink. So if you have the one that whenever you gain life, people lose life, you kind of have the second one there, because then you just keep doing that trigger. So it's kind of like having half the trigger as your commander. So now let's get onto the deck, starting with the Planeswalkers. In this deck there is 4 Planeswalkers, however there's only 2 I want to talk about, and they are Sorin Markov, Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. Now you're probably thinking, Sorin Markov's in there obviously for the -3, putting someone's health down to 10, and I just have to say no. The reason he is in this deck is plain and simple. His +2 ability, because it's one of those things that if I have both of them enchantments on the field, putting someone's health down to 10 is not really necessary when I can just +2 him and then instantly win the game, because again he does the 2 damage, I gain 2 life, and then because I lost life, because I gain life you lose life, and then that trigger happens. And then the other Sorin is clearly in this deck for all of its abilities. Its +1 gives a vampire or a creature lifelink, which is the whole point of the deck. Even if I don't have the 2 enchantments on the field, the whole point is to gain life and people lose life, and gaining lifelink is really good. His second ability is pretty much the same as the other Sorin's plus, so that helps. And then if I have not much mana in my hand or on the field, I'm able to then ult him to be able to get a big powerful vampire, and hopefully that is the one that helps. Now we are on to creatures in this deck. Yes, majority of them are vampires or help with vampires in a certain type of way. There is 36 creatures in this deck, but there is 2 categories I am separating them as. One being what helps with the theme of the deck, and these are vampires that help rather do damage and gain life, or gain life and do damage, or other abilities that are somewhat similar, and here they are on screen now. Defiant Bloodlord, Falconwrath Noble, Calistria Highhorn, Keheru Bloodsucker, Sengir the Dark Baron, Malakar Bloodwitch, Vindictive Vampire. So if I have both the enchantments on the field, or even one of them, these vampires are really good at chunking people down for their health, and rather giving me more time to be able to play more cards because I'm gaining a load of health, or they're able to do a load of damage, which makes the person kind of worried, or they're out the game. But there's also other vampires and other cards in this deck that I absolutely love that I had to put in the video, and they are Anawan the Ruined Sage, Counselor of the Dross, Hendrika Domnathi, Henrika Infernal Seer, the Haunt of Hightower. As you probably guessed it, this deck is a very heavy creature deck, so when it comes to sorceries there is only 4. However, when it comes to the sorceries there's only really 2 that I actually think are worth mentioning. And those 2 are Blood Tribute, Zoth Consumption, Zoth Bloodbog, Blood Tribal do I really need? I think at this point of the video you understand why this card is in this deck. It is absolutely amazing and goes perfectly on theme with the deck. The other one is really good and has got me out of a pinch a few times because it's rather if I have both enchantments on the field, I draw this and then instantly win, or in an emergency, I have been able to get a land that next turn I'm able to have the perfect amount of mana or the one I needed. So this is why I mentioned it, because it has helped me win 1 or 2 games. And now we're on to the instances in this deck. There is 3 in total, but only 1 honorable mention. When it comes to this, it is a really kind of very meh tutor, which the whole point is to get rather one of the enchantments, or if I have one, the other. Now I know you're probably thinking there's way more many and better enchantments that you can put in this deck. However, they are pricey and I rarely play this deck because it is one of my first commander decks I've ever built, and usually with how much I get to play, I want to try a new deck I'm building or a deck that I've rarely played. So this is a deck that I actually rarely play because of those reasons. And again, it's why I don't want to put loads of money in it. So this is the best tutor I got because I opened it and haven't got any other tutor that is able to go in this deck. When it comes to artifacts in this deck, there's 10 of them in total, and surprisingly none of them are mana rocks. There's no Soul Ring or Arcade Signet and stuff like that, because in my opinion, it's not really worth it in a mono black deck. Soul Ring kind of being worth it, but I didn't put it in. However, there are 5 artifacts I do want to mention, and here they are on screen now. Basculus Collar, Blade of the Blood Chief, Darksteel Plate, Cutus Spike, Whip of Erebos, but the main part of this deck is the enchantments, which you already know what they are. There is 5 enchantments in total, you know what 2 of them are, and out the 3 left there's only 2 I do want to mention, and here they are on screen now. Black Market, Wound Reflection. Black Market is such a great card. I know Black Market Connections is also a really good card, but I haven't got one of them, but Black Market is a really good card, especially with a deck like this, because if you want to play the big heavy enchantments, the amount of times I've drawn both of them at some stage and had enough mana solely due to Black Market to be able to play both, or to play both and a big vampire is really helpful. This card has saved me more times in this deck than I know what to do with. And then Wound Reflections. Wound Reflections is such a good card, especially in this deck, because the whole point is if you're able to go, I am putting your health down to half, this goes, okay, I'll do the other half for you. It is such a good card, especially with the combos in the deck and the amount of cards that put someone's health down to half. I absolutely love this card in this deck. And now personally, the weakest part of my deck. There is 37 lands in total, 33 of them being swamps. Now the other ones are just your generic cards that are not really the best. There is the one from Eldraine that lets you draw a card but you'll lose life equal to the amount of cards in your hand, and then the Memorial of Unity, I think it is, or is that the green one? The black version of the Memorial cards. So there's not really much I can talk about in here. I haven't decided to put the money in when it comes to like the really good cards like Cable Coffers or Ulamog's Tomb or something like that, the one that lets you make a large amount of black mana, because both cards are too pricey, and for how much I play this deck I didn't think it's worth it. I don't know why, have a Mana Conflux in here, but I think it's because I got one of them and this was one of my first decks, so I put it in, even though it'll be better in way more of my other decks. So I'll probably end up taking that out and then putting in another swamp or another card that is worth putting it in. So now you have seen this deck tech. Let me know what you think of this deck in the comments down below. If there is any cards that you think will go really good in this deck, let me know in the comments down below too, because I have no problem if a card's cheap enough, or if there is a card that I think will go really good, really would go well in this deck, I would have no problem upgrading it, because to be honest, it is a deck I do not show much love in. While you are down there, remember to like and subscribe and follow me on all my social media and do all that YouTubey stuff that all them YouTubers ask for. I am so close to my halfway point of my first kind of goal. I'm at currently 408 from the top of my head and close to 500. So please, if you like Magic the Gathering or anything like that, please share this around, or if there's any groups or anything like that, I would love to get to 1k as soon as humanly possible. Also, if you like this video, I have a deck tech here, a deck tech playlist here, and a subscribe button here, which is the most important thing. Please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.